Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing about fluids and fluid pressure. In the previous capsule, we have discussed about the pressure exerted by a solid on a surface. Now in this capsule, we are going to discuss about the pressure exerted by fluids on their surroundings. To understand that thing, first we should know what are fluids. Fluid is a material whose molecules can move from one place to other place freely. Suppose this is the chalk piece. If I keep the chalk piece in my hand, the molecules of this chalk piece cannot move from one place to other place. Being a solid, the molecules are in the tight pack. So the molecules cannot move. So it is not the example for a fluid. You take example for water. If you pour water on the ground, it will spread. That means the molecules of water are free to move certain distance on a plane. That's why liquid is an example for fluid. And also gases. Suppose if you press the spray of a scent bottle, perfume bottle, the nice perfume smell will occupy the total room. That means the gaseous molecules travels in all possible directions and occupies the total room. That's why the people sitting in the room all will feel the good flavor of the perfume. So the gaseous material are also examples for fluids. So the material whose molecules can move from one place to other place are called fluids. And example for fluids are all gases and liquids are fluids. Liquids like water, petrol, diesel, they are all examples for fluids. Gases like air, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc., they are all examples for fluids. So fluids whose molecules can move, they are the fluids. Gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, air. Air is the mixture of different gases. Air are all examples for fluids. Liquids like water, petrol, etc., they are also examples for fluids. So this is about the fluids. Now these fluids can exert pressure on the surroundings. So fluids needs a container to hold it. To hold the water, we need a glass or any vessel. It may be opened or closed. So first of all, let us see the pressure exerted by the liquids. So fluids are two types, liquids and gases. Under the heading of fluid pressure, first we will discuss about the pressure exerted by the liquids. So let us recollect a small observation which we have in our day-to-day life. Suppose this is the experiment table. On the surface of the table, we have taken a glass vessel. We have taken the glass vessel. So, let us fill the glass vessel with water or any liquid to certain extent. Glass vessel with water. And this vessel has 3 holes, say 3 taps at different heights. This is tap A, this is B and C. There are 3 taps A, B, C at different heights. Now, suppose if you open the taps, the water from the tap A falls close, tap B falls little far off, and from tap C falls more off from its base. So here, first of all, why the water comes out? Because the lateral pressure of the liquid on the walls of the glass pressure, whenever there is an open, through that open the liquid comes out. So the liquid comes out of the tap A, B, C due to lateral pressure. So fluids exerts pressure in the sideways, and that is called as lateral pressure. So this is the first. And second thing is, you take a small ping pong ball or a table tennis ball and immerse that ball in the water. Put it and press it down. When you leave your hand, the ball moves in the upward direction. That means the liquid which is present in the vessel creates some pressure on the ball in the upward direction, and that we will call it as, that pressure acted upon the ping pong ball in the upward direction is called upthrust. Upthrust, otherwise called as buoyant force. So, fluid exerts pressure in the sideways, in the upward direction also. And if you put a small hole at its bottom, the water runs down. And this is third. The third one is downward pressure. So, liquids exerts pressure in all the 3 directions: sideways, upward and downward. Lateral pressure, upthrust, otherwise called as buoyant force, downward pressure. So the fluid, of course we have taken it as a liquid here. Liquid exerts pressure in all in 3 directions. And this is about the basic information about the liquid pressure. Okay. So after discussing about the liquid pressure, what are the factors affecting the pressure exerted by the liquid? Here you see the water is falling little close. So here pressure, say it is P1. Here second case the pressure is P2. Third case pressure is P3. That means P1 is less than P2 is less than P3. That means the pressure depends upon the depth of the depends upon the liquid layer above the tap. So more is the depth, more is the pressure. Less is the depth, less is the pressure. So pressure is directly proportional to H. H stands for height of the liquid column above the tap. The more is the height of the liquid column, more is the pressure. less of the height of the liquid column, less is the pressure. So pressure is directly proportional to height. At the same time, pressure is directly proportional to density of the liquid. Instead of taking water, if you are taking any coconut oil or any liquid more denser than water, the pressure will be again more. And lastly, pressure is directly proportional to acceleration due to gravity at that particular place. So, pressure mainly depends upon liquid pressure. The pressure exerted by the liquid column depends upon three factors: height, density and acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, pressure exerted by liquid at a certain point here is equal to H rho G. This is the formula to calculate the liquid pressure at a given point in water. So this is about the liquid pressure. So after completing the liquid pressure, now let us discuss about the pressure exerted by the gaseous state of matter or gaseous material. Suppose this is a gas balloon tied to a hand pump, and the pump can pump the air into the balloon. So we know that air is a mixture of different gases. So whenever you pump air into the balloon bulges uniformly. That means on the surface of the balloon, sideways the pressure is acted upon. There is a lateral pressure, upthrust and also downward direction. In all directions, the pressure will be exerted when air is pumped into the balloon. So when you pump more air, the pressure will be more and it bulges more also. So this is the simple activity observation to say that air can exert the pressure. In the same way, you can see the pumping air into the tires and tubes of the two-wheelers and four-wheelers. When you pump air, the tire will be inflated. If air is not there, the tire will be flattened. So when air is there, it causes some pressure. Because of that pressure, the tire will bulge and the car will be lifted little up. So this is about the gaseous pressure exerted by gases. There are a number of activities we will come across in the next sessions. Next C is atmospheric pressure. Let us take a plane surface with area 1 meter square. Let us assume air column. Let us assume the air column above this particular area. So like this. So this is the plane surface with the area of cross section 1 meter square, and let us assume a structure above the 1 meter square area, and let us assume that it is filled with atmospheric air. And whatever the pressure exerted by this air on this surface in the downward direction is called atmospheric pressure at that particular place. So whatever the weight of the air column inside this structure, and that mass will create some gravitational force on the surface area, and that itself is called as atmospheric pressure. So the weight of the gaseous matter acting on 1 meter surface area is called as atmospheric pressure. Okay, so the atmospheric pressure is different at different heights. So suppose this is the surface of the earth, and as you move to the higher altitudes, the pressure will gradually decrease. That means if you go to the higher altitudes, the pressure is less, and close to the earth, the pressure will be more. So on the surface of the earth, the pressure is bit more, and if you go to the higher altitudes like to the mountain areas and all, hill areas, the pressure at the top of the mountain and hills will be bit less. And sometimes many of the gases are not available at that particular height. It is a practical evidence that the mountaineers, the people who is climbing mountains like Himalayas and all, they will carry oxygen cylinders on their backs, because at that particular height the air pressure is less and oxygen levels also very less, so they need to carry the oxygen cylinders on their backs. So as you go to the higher altitudes, the pressure will decrease, because if you have taken this is big size, then air molecules will be more in number and they causes more weight on us, less or less. So this is about the atmospheric pressure. So we have discussed about fluid pressures completely. Fluids means liquids and gases. Liquid pressures we have discussed in the previous schedule, and in this we have discussed about the pressure exerted by the gases and atmospheric pressure. And that's it for this capsule. I am signing off.